Just made a $3,000 mistake. 4 weeks later, I think we're finally set to leave Colorado Springs. So we came to have a slew of things done, mainly to get this massive bumper put on the RV. We ordered this thing 16 weeks ago from Buckstop Bumpers out of Prineville, Oregon. For us, it's kind of like the finishing piece on this rig that we've been building over the last year or so. The bumper is massive, 1/4-inch steel. It's designed to hit a buck at like 70 miles an hour, so you got some protective benefits in there, along with it just looking cool as hell. But it didn't fit. And that's when I learned that the E450 is not the same as an F450. I did some research, and to be fair, I did ask them on the phone if it would fit. They said it would fit.
There was the communication.
We're gonna have to reorder the whole thing all over again, and then we're gonna wait another 16 weeks to come back. So if you're in Colorado and you need a nice bumper,
we got one.
Along with the bumper, there was a bunch of other things that we did. The bigger transmission panel holds 5.5 more quarts than stock. We put a better diff cover on. Both of these are made by a company called Mag-Hytec. The idea behind these upgrades are the more fluid you have, the more things will run, especially as we start to tow the Jeep all the way around the country. So these are preventative measures. We don't want to have any surprises down the road, so we'd rather invest now and then have to spend a lot of money down the road. Normal things like an oil change, and a transmission flush, which was cool to see the whole process go down. It's like dialysis, but for like a truck. They pump all the old transmission stuff out, and then they pump the new transmission stuff in.
Well, it's all like at the same time.
Yeah.
It was neat to watch.
It was neat.
I had no idea how it all worked.
Yeah, because those things are done by behind closed doors. But one of the reasons why we like coming here, besides the fact that we get to camp out and wait our return, is we get to watch everything that goes down. So we see firsthand how long things take, how long things truly take, and we see the processes when they're done correctly.
Right.
These things are like preventative measures, as I said, and it's good to kind of check over your rig periodically anyways. We get just into the mix of things while being full-time on the road, and you just kind of take things for granted. You get a little complacent, and you forget to check things over.
Well, in such detail, too. Sure, you do a walk around and you look for obvious things. A tire that's low, clunking noise that wasn't there before. But to really get in there and look at all the little details.
Yeah, that's the stuff they just don't do at like your normal corporate oil change shops around the country. So while on routine inspection, they found a number of things.
Well, it's easy here because they lift the rig, and you can get in there and you can walk under the whole thing and
walk underneath
check
of it.
Everything, touch everything.
Yep. So they found a crushed sway bar bracket. Our rig is brand new. There has only been 2 companies that we have ever allowed up underneath of our rig, and it wasn't this company here. But somebody definitely jacked up the rig on the bottom of the sway bar bracket, so it was crushed. So when we went to go put the new diff cover on, it wouldn't fit. He also found a severed, what do they call it, airline? Yeah, vent tube or vent line. Not a total big deal, but it would have been if it was something more major on a vehicle.
Or if it had gone on longer.
Right, but the thing was just completely severed.
Right.
So, a bunch of boring stuff out of the way. We got some cool upgrades done. We got some new wheels for the RV made by American Racing. These were very hard to find because they're 16-inch, and this specific bolt pattern, trying to find black, good aftermarket wheels is hard for a motorhome. No surprise there, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and to find something that would kind of match a motorhome. We don't need something that looks like it belongs on a race car.
Yeah, don't need no spokes or 20-inch Daytons or anything like that.
So yeah, that was an interesting search.
Yeah, so we're happy with what we ended up with. We originally wanted to go with Vision Wheel, but they're just back-ordered across the nation, like along with everything else.
Right.
So winters are usually our project time of the year anyways, because we slow down and kind of catch our breath. But being here for 3-4 weeks now gave us plenty of time to kind of do some cool upgrades to the rig. One of those is this awesome custom insulated cover to separate the cab and the motorhome. The cold that comes from the front, and it's gotten cold here a couple of times down in the teens, and we've had this problem with this rig, as it is with all motorhomes, the cold coming from the front, because it is a truck up the front. We got a sewing machine, we learned how to sew, watched a lot of YouTube videos, and we made this cool 1-inch thick button-on cover thing. It's pretty damn awesome. And there's like a 20-degree temperature difference, 67, and then you pull over the cover and it was like 47 degrees.
Well, it matched, the temperatures matched. The inside of the cover was what it was inside the RV. The cab area was what it was outside. So it's amazing how much that new cover blocks.
Yeah, it really helps. It really helps a lot. So we're taking this idea and we're running with it. We're making panels for all of the windows. The same concept, just a button-up snap thing. We messed up so many times with like so many 2 and 3 and 4 different prototypes, just learning how to sew and do all that stuff. So
well, because neither one of us have ever really sewn outside of like a home ec class. You know, I've done cross stitch and needlepoint and stuff like that, but I've never tried to put together a window cover. So this has been a learning experience for sure. Rapid fire learning.
Rapid fire learning for sure. We'll show you later. We're going to do a whole rig tour coming up, so we'll show you more about that later, but we're going to move on to the other cool upgrades that we did. Our magnet board was, instead of stickers, we used to do stickers. We did that on the first rig, covered the whole inside of the door, and that thing is cool, but we wanted something that you can take with you after you're done full-time RVing.
Well, and the stickers too, they start to peel.
They do.
You know, and then we were trying to put them back up with packing tape. And then
put masking tape over it, and
It's not great.
You can put it on a piece of plexiglass on the back of rigs. I've seen people do that. That's kind of cool. That's a better idea. But magnets, you know, $3 or $4 a piece. They're a little bit more expensive, I think, than stickers. Maybe sometimes.
Either way,
But you can take these with you when you're done. But anyways, our board was filling up.
We just had a little chalkboard that I found online somewhere, and you know, finding a magnetic board that's actually strong enough to hold some of these magnets that you find is pretty tricky. But we did. We filled up the board pretty quickly.
So we were limited on, we couldn't add any more magnets. So we had the idea of just covering the whole wall in like a magnetic board type thing. They make custom magnet boards that big, but one of the strongest substances that you can get is like iron and steel, the most magnetic, and they make this stuff at Home Depot. Or they sell this stuff at Home Depot, metal stock. So we went and bought 4 or 5 sheets of 12 by 18, 22 gauge solid steel sheets, put them on some blocks, put them on the wall, screwed them in, put some lights behind it, brushed the front of the metal. It looks so industrial and awesome looking. I think
it's cool. And now, because we saved all of our stickers from before that I was able to peel off the door, so now we're going to turn all of our old stickers into magnets, and now we can put up our entire collection, so that'll be nice.
It was cool because Brazen was able to put as a plug on the inside and put as a switch on the bottom, so you don't even see anything other than the light coming out from behind of it. You put a hole in the back, so that was one of the other things that we had done while we were here. And I think it turns out awesome. And you could do the same thing. We'll put out a list of materials, and you can build it yourself. We enjoy coming here, even though I complain every time we come here in the beginning because it just takes a long time.
It does.
There's only 2 people working here. It's a family-oriented, it's a family-run, father-son deal, and they're just busy. They constantly have people coming in. They are the best of what they do, hands down, and that's why we continue to come here, and that's why we're happy. That's why we're okay with sitting here for 3 to 4 weeks at a time, because once we're in there, 2 solid days, and we got our 3rd day coming up to install all the flat towing stuff. But
and we get their full attention. Once we get in that garage, it's, you know, our rig until it's finished. So there's no rushing through things.
Not at all.
You know, we're going to sit here and we are going to finish everything.
We're going to take as long as it takes to do it right. And that's what counts. So from here, we're off to Arizona, and I think we're going to try to hit a Jeep trail, although we're closing on the house soon, so we have to really burn ass out of here down to Quartzsite to get to our mailbox, our winter mailbox, to get all the paperwork and stuff like that. And plus, it's getting cold here in Colorado Springs, dipping in the teens, and that's our cue to get out of here. So thanks again for following our adventures, and we will see you next week.